How's it going, folks? This will be a review on the Ultra Thin Case for iPad 2 and new iPad, sent over by the awesome people over at Snugg. You can find all of the information to their website and the products down below. This case retails for $34.99. I feel that a lot of third-party case makers for iPad 2 and new iPads are put at a disadvantage since Apple released their own case, and I think it takes a lot to switch a customer if they know Apple a lot or they don't, to shy away from using the Apple branded case. So personally, I've been using the smart cover since I've gotten my iPad 2, and I really shy away from trying any new cases. So it was kind of a new experience for me to try out this Snugg cover. The Snugg case itself looks like a hybrid between a smart cover and a back panel. So instead of buying two different parts, something like what I do, I use a blue smart cover with a back cover. This case provides full protection of the iPad. There are two main things about this case that I really do like, and after using this case for about 2 weeks, I'll definitely take note of. The first one is the actual texture itself. I've never seen such a texture on an iPad case. It's really nice. So it only looks black right now, but if you look a little bit closer into the sunlight, there's actually kind of like a line design pattern here, a graininess to it. It reminds me of the planners I used to get when I was in middle school, like a school planner, and it had that texture that if you scratched across really fast with your nails, it made that really cool noise. If you can barely listen right now, you can barely hear it, but it has that same feeling. Luckily, it's not as textured as this cover, so it doesn't feel that bad when you rub your nails against it. The same texture is also on the back as well, which provides a really great grip. So unlike a rubber case or TPU case, I've never really seen this collect that much dust, but it has a really great texture. So if I'm worried about holding my iPad, I know that it's pretty secure in my hands because this texture makes sure it has enough friction with my hand that I won't drop it. The second thing about this case I really do like is just how thin it is. I'm very used to using an Apple smart cover and like a TPU back cover, which actually makes the iPad pretty bulky. So switching to this case was actually a nice change. It's actually pretty thin. As you can see, they call it the thin cover for a reason. The shell that snaps on the back of the iPad doesn't actually take up that much space, and it's actually a really thin profile. So you still have all of that thinness of the iPad 2 and the new iPad without sacrificing coverage. The ports themselves also are really cut out well. The speaker down here, the 30 pin, I have no trouble getting to any of the ports here. You can see for the headphone jack, the microphone, even the camera is pretty much dead center. The buttons here are all exposed and really easy to use. And the cuts themselves are really nice. There's no sharp corners or anything, so they spent a lot of care into making this case look really good. There are two main reasons why I can't recommend this case fully. The first is, even though this case does advertise to have smart cover functionality, it doesn't really work. Since the case is held onto the iPad by this plastic bracket and not magnets, just like the smart cover, it can't align itself perfectly to the front of the iPad. So when you do open this cover, and my iPad is indeed turned on, I can't turn on the screen. The same goes when I want to shut off my iPad screen by closing the cover. I can still see the light of my screen reflecting off the back of this case. So for some reason, I guess it's just the way the case is built, it just doesn't reach far enough where the magnets are able to activate. So you see, if I pull forward where the case doesn't actually naturally sit on top of my screen, it activates it. So let's see. If I open like that, there we go. But right now, the way it's sitting naturally on the table here, let me see. See, it doesn't turn off the cover, and I can't turn on. My second complaint is actually the stand functionality of this case. A big difference between this case and the smart cover, it has 3 panels instead of 4, which actually makes a pretty big difference because when you fold up the smart cover, that extra layer kind of secures the little triangle it makes to hold up the stand. This Snugg cover actually does not have that same kind of security, so it's kind of awkward to make the little triangle stand to stand up your iPad. So you can see I'm rolling it up here, the panels are actually a little bit larger, and I just feel like this doesn't snap in most of the time. And even when I try to stand it up, it always unravels. So I have to make sure I bring this panel over. Once again, it's a minor complaint, but after using the smart cover for so long, you kind of get spoiled about how easy it is, it just snaps into place. Let me show you guys it one more time. So once I wrap this and I put it down, it's just so easy to unravel, which never really happens with my smart cover. So this case from Snugg has a lot of potential of becoming a really great case. The material and the fit and finish of the case are really great, and I really like the attention to detail Snugg has. But those two major flaws really stop me from wanting to use this case as my daily driver for my iPad, and also for me really fully recommending it to you guys. If Snugg can fix those little nitpick issues on this cover, I would definitely recommend it for anyone who's looking for a little bit more protection on their iPad 2 without adding too much bulk. So All the links will be down in the bottom bar. Easiest way to reach me is through Twitter, twitter.com/themacintosh1, and also check out my website, themacintosh1.com. Hope you guys have a great day. See you guys soon.